I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager 24, episode number 48. It's late November. It's the end of the season. So the annual finance report, first thing coming in, is our sports center is costly, but really everything is costly. The only one that's not costing us a lot is the youth and scouting center. The staff themselves cost nearly as much as the players combined. $800K, which is still less than what you're getting in 3 of the 4 facilities. But as for the earnings, well, the sports center, yeah, it costs us a lot of money, as it definitely does not offset. The youth and scouting center doesn't cost us that much. It actually makes us more money than the sports center does. The equipment suppliers doesn't pay out, doesn't quite add up, but it's $300K. I think there is a percentage chunk of the couple million that they got, but overall our average payout should have been more than 30%, 25%. Board, the injection last year was $382K, and we're going to be looking for something very similar for this year. The medical center paid out half of what it cost. The business center, the one that's supposed to be making a profit, is $300K short. It doesn't turn a profit, and that's where the difficulty settings just it beats us up. Tournament winnings $1.77 million, and that will not be matched next year. Obviously, with Martina King, we made a ton of cash until we got her renewal done just before it was too late to sign a deal, and now we get a tiny fraction of what we used to get. But with our end of season period report for the indoor season, King up from 17th to 15th in the rankings, grabbed nearly 1,000 points and nearly $1 million in prize money, and that's that academy share, and that's even after we had that shutdown. 6 tournaments, we did win a good share and got 70% in there, definitely better than what we had done in the previous period for Martina King, but that's now the kind of the nature of playing at the highest level. We're not going to win quite as often. Cross only 2 wins in 8 matches in 5 tournaments. Looks like in 1 tournament, really, she picked up both of those wins. Just $35K. Noelle, $75K, a little bit better off. 70%, good run there. Lost every tournament, but got 12 wins along the way. And Nava, a little bit better, a little above 50%, 88 points scored, up 12 spots, where Noelle was up 49 spots, up to 128, and Cross dropping down. The United States has taken 3 out of the 4 World Cup championship positions, Germany claiming the girls as the only exception. For the men's, 33rd title. For the women's, that is the 20th title obtained. Some end of season highlights. Let's see. Do we show up anywhere in all of this? Martina King, best progression in the top 100. For Vrtova's best under 21, though. Rybakina had the best serve. Swiatek leading the way, number 1 overall. Navarro had the best on grass indoor. So we didn't actually lead anywhere, surprisingly. So look back on the season, we'll really just kind of hone in on the top 15, as Martina King has kind of broken into that group, and this is the group she'll need to overtake. First thing is movement in the top 10. Vondrousova, Rybakina, and Andreeva, the biggest movers to get into. Now, some of the movement, and we're going to begin the new year ranked 14th, which means at least one player above us has decided to retire, and that's a normal part of what to expect with the game, and some of that movement would have been retirement from the previous year. But anyway, win percentages, 72% for Martina King, really does not put her into that elite category. The top 8 all have similar or better. Vondrousova only 71 though, so I think her number 2 ranking might have been more kind of specific tournament. Overall course of the season, she might slip back down in the coming year, one would think. Serve points 1, King exceptional, 67%, best of anybody, but return points 1, not the greatest area for us. We are the weakest, so strongest and weakest. Good in a serve, just not great in the return game apparently. Tiebreakers 1, that of course is a very important one. Sabalenka very difficult to beat if you get her into a tiebreak. Andreeva and Linda Fruhvirtova, very difficult to beat in a tiebreak. Just 48%. Just 48% for King shows where we're definitely vulnerable. Very low ace percentage, but I worry about the serve so much less. It's a very low ace percentage for everybody. Kruger's the highest at 4%. You get so few points that way that I don't think it's a cornerstone of anybody's game. If you want to be world number one, having a good serve might be part of that, but coming along the way, developing serve just seems so much less important. Getting it in is the big thing. First serve percentage is a lot higher for King than others. Double fault percent, very similar. You gain as many points as you lose. Indoor, 51% of games won for King. Everybody's between about 46 and 61, it seems. Outdoor, better at 57%, and we are close to the top of that list. Very close. Swiatek just a percent ahead. Grass, 54%. And clay, 55%. We've got a very healthy board contribution for the year coming, 456,000, bringing us up to 586K for now. A lot of the things that we could spend it on, though, we can't do until January. But we do have sports goals coming up. Everybody is still signed up for the next year. Besides staff, we're going to have to replace some staff. Martina's pretty happy with the top 20 for the year, so that's going to give us a real chance. She wants to win the Next Gen Finals, though, and that's going to be a big late move where we're not going to be sure quite how that plays out. I think we can handle a quarterfinal of a Grand Slam. She's actually pretty happy with that. A semifinal in a Masters 250? That seems pretty doable, and she's fairly happy there. Number 3 for national rankings. We are currently number 4, and we don't get a choice. That one feels like that's going to hurt a little bit. Noelle wants a top 70, but I don't feel like that's going to be very possible. We're going to drop that to a 150. It's going to make her mad. She fights back with a top 100. Nava comes in with decent morale, so you got to be careful here, and I don't feel like we're going to get very far with this one. We're going to change it to a top 100. He's actually pretty happy with that. We'll say qualify for a Grand Slam. Pretty happy there. Quarterfinal and a 250. I'm not even sure he's going to qualify for a 250. Kayla Cross wants a top 150, and I like that because that's close to where she's at now. I think we're lucky to be just outside. Qualify for a Grand Slam. I also like she did not qualify, though, last year at all. Win one lower level title. That's weird that she's not too pleased by that. 5th in the rankings for Canada. We're going to at least maintain some morale. Not the worst attempt at getting through negotiations. So we head into the new year. We're going to get a little bit of drop in the finances as we go to enter January, but I also should be able to go sign some staff members now. Been looking for a new coach replacement, and this is the highest level we've been able to make contact with. Level 4, hardened. And considering where we're at, that's a big progression. She's looking for a 4-year contract. I'm fine with that, but that's probably going to lead to a decent bonus. And yeah, 10K is not bad at all. Let's give her what she wants. Even then, it's not a guarantee that she'll sign. I'm also finding another trainer, level 4 physio, 2-year contract. It looks like we're going to be able to get some decent staff. Maybe level 4 is about where we're at now. First tournament of the year is a 250 Masters. We still have yet to win one of these. Martina King not getting the job done at this level, but she is a 1 seed here. Jabor, potential quarterfinal matchup. Can we get the year started right? First round supposed to be easy, and it sort of looked that way, except for the fact that it took 3 sets. Second round, another tricky one. It took 3 sets to get the win after losing the opener 7-5. Total points won just +6 overall, and it took 218 points. That's got to be tiring, quite exhausting. big advantage in the forced errors. Noel and Nava made second rounds, but they both lost there, so the team's not off to a great start, with the exception of the one who's always the exception. Jabor gets knocked off in the round of 16, so we get a pretty easy quarterfinal matchup, and nothing too complicated about the potential semifinal means we could be facing a top 25 player, or 26, Havlikova at 26, Klugman at 20 in the finals. But once you're that far, you've got a decent chance. 3-0 all-time against this player, but balanced. But it's donuts. 6 love. Shiyu Wing, 31st in the rankings, 4 seed here. In fact, all 4 of the top seeds have made the semifinals. So it's not going to be an easy path from here. 1-0 all-time against Wang. Balanced match, but have better form. Our opponent's only in good form. 7-6. Wow, look at that tiebreaker. And 6-4. Plus 4 points overall, and a lot of it was forced errors where we were +6, and unforced errors where we were +10. We were actually -11 in the total winners. It's Havlikova who has made the final. 26th ranked player, the 3 seed, wins 6-3, 6-3 against Klugman in the semis. Not going to be an easy match here. It's balanced. We might have an edge. 1-0 all time, a quarterfinal in Mexico. Her biggest concern was not being relaxed. We were able to take care of that with the pregame match, so hopefully King can start strong here against Havlikova. Again, the main point of this is we have yet to win a 250 tournament. This is an opportunity to do so. We should be slight favorites. We've had one rough call there that was right on the line, right down the middle of the line, and got called out. But otherwise, how are we doing? 3 games won early on, and we break her to go up 4 games won. It looks like we're going to take this first set. We have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the mentality on this one and the stamina. And at 15-40, it's set point, chance to break, and we do break her there. That's the first set.
Second set.
Halfway to our first ever 250 title, and we start strong by winning a set there. We nearly break her in the next one, but either way, we're up 2-1. Now 2-all. We've been comfortable with serve, and we've definitely been putting pressure on. We were up 15-40 and do break her, so we go 4-2. For the first time, she really challenged us. 5-2, and at advantage, it's match point. Break point for the game, match point overall, 6-2. That's not going to do it. But we are far enough ahead that it looks like we are probably headed for our first 250 title, finally. Well played there. Back to advantage. And back to another match point. Clearly, our return is an area that we need some work on. The individual attribute of return might be something that can help us. I'm not sure. I still have 2 technical attributes that I want to bring up to 10. We didn't do a whole lot of training. Since we've picked up the ranking, there's a lot of 500 and 1,000 level tournaments that just keep us very busy, and we ultimately lose that game. So 5-3, we're going to take the service here now. That was a very easy winner, and yet we missed it. Missed it pretty wildly. And down love 30. Are we going to suddenly just give up and let her back into this thing? Well, there's a 0.1, but only because she missed. And then we go and miss again. 15-40. 30, 40. 40. So deuce. Give up advantage. Ooh, she did catch the back of the line there. And we give up the game. It's now 5-4. We were on the verge. Multiple match points. And not only do we play on, but we're like, play on and then some. Another match point though, again on the break, which is weird. Couldn't get the job done on our own service, and we've had multiple. There it is. We catch the line, not by much, but we do catch the line there, and with that break, that's the match, and that's our first 250 title. There's that confirmation of that title win. We have won a larger tournament, a 500 tournament last year, week 39. It was pretty late in the year. but nothing larger. So that becomes our second biggest career victory besides the world. Wow, this stat really shows. We'll get to it in a second, but first off, looking at the titles, there's our 1-500 title. There is our first 250 title in the other category. So 500 and above become kind of the proper titles that go down in record books and whatnot. But our win rate on hard, 81% with 11 titles. On clay, 80% with 5 titles. Hard indoor, 74%, 2 titles. Grass, just 50%, no titles. We definitely need to improve on grass in particular. Decent little payout there with $26K, and we're in the midst of trying to get our first couple staff members signed, get those gaps filled. So for now, it's a good start to our year. And if we're getting level 4 staff members, that's also a big step up from the 1s and 2s that we've been working with. They're going to be a lot more effective. We've definitely got some other spots to fill. I'm looking to try to get those 2 signed on and build and go from there. But definitely steps in the right direction. We're going to invest in at least 1 facility upgrade just to keep it moving, if not for the finances. For the tricky thing is you still need the finances to balance, to keep it level and not cost you a lot. But ultimately to raise the profile of the academy so we can sign better staff, so that we can sign better athletes, so that we can be more competitive, so that we can train them better, right? It's one big giant house of cards that's ready to fall at any moment, especially financially speaking, but we are finding a way to build it up card by card. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.